Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back to From the Doghouse. This is episode 18, and Annie and I feel like we start every conversation or every From the Doghouse saying this, but we had a busy week. We had a very productive week, and today we're going to talk to you a little bit about kind of going back to some previous experiences that we've had and thinking about how we can truly position ourselves in the best way. And we found last week, and we both were feeling this way, which I think is a very good sign of alignment as founders as well. But we both were feeling a bit that we were missing something on how we could explain what we were doing. And as you know, we've talked a lot about providing dog walking with Woofer. And every time we said that over the past couple of months, there's been a little part of us that has thought to ourselves, like, is there something missing here? Is that really what we're doing? And uh, last week, as I was thinking through positioning, we're doing a lot of work on positioning, a lot of work on marketing, and Annie's leading a lot of the initiatives around marketing and getting our name out there, getting people to know who we are. I started to think a little bit about how the companies that I've worked for in the past have really succeeded in the products that they're offering. And not talking about software products, which is the majority of any of I's experience over the past 10 years, but before that. And my career before working in software were in experience-based businesses that were consumer businesses. I worked for an airline called Virgin America, which was really an airline that completely changed the way how air travel happened in the US by completely basing everything around the Virgin experience. If you know Virgin, which everybody pretty much does, it's all about creating an amazing experience. And before that, I worked for my my career started in my early 20s as a leadership position at Starbucks Coffee Company. And Starbucks also transformed the world of going into a place and buying a cup of coffee into an experience. So Starbucks sold the Starbucks experience. I was actually a facilitator at Starbucks for new employees, explaining to them about how important the Starbucks experience was and creating something called the third place, which was this not your home, not your work, but a place to go and have an experience in your life. And so I kind of pulled from all those thoughts, and Annie and I, it kind of bloomed into a bigger conversation around what are we really doing at Woofer? And it's not just dog walking, it's creating an experience. And so we had a very energetic and inspiring conversation last week and kind of have changed the way how we are talking about what we do. Not change what we do, but changing about talking about what we do. So Annie, tell us about how we took some of those conversations and turned it into what we're really selling, which is the Woofer experience and not dog walking.
Yeah, so this has been such a fun topic because I think Patrick and I, like you said, we felt almost like we're selling ourselves short in a way because the woofers that we have and the people that are supporting they do so much more and they are able to provide so much more than just a warm body, walking around the block. Because our woofers, our walkers, today, they are educated by how to care for an animal properly. They know how to maybe just provide a time with the dog rather than just clocking the miles. And so the way that we've been positioning it and talking to our clients about it without saying experience has been, hey, whatever you tell us you want us to do during the walk, we will do it. That feels like a contract to us. So if you want us to go with your elderly dog to the park and sit with them in the sun, and they would just want to smell the grass and roll around a little bit, and then you carry them back home, that's totally fine by us. This does not have to be a walk because it's one-on-one. You can curate that however you want, that time, that experience that you want for your dog. If you would want your dog to be walked home from where you're going to dinner, then we can provide that for you. If you'd like us to take your dog to the groomer and then pick them up back after, we can do that, right? So then that spun up this conversation, like Patrick said, interesting, we're calling it a walk, but it's really not a walk, right? We are really providing care for and an experience for your dog, but provided or based on what you need, the dog needs that day, that specific day. Um, and so yeah, so that then Patrick's background obviously came in pretty handy, and we talked about quite a bit about how Starbucks is obviously, yeah, they provide coffee, but that's not really what they do, right? Virgin, yes, is an airline, but also that's not really what they do. It's like Airbnb, yeah, they provide a bed, but that's also not what they really do, right?
Hmm.
So it's just the way that you talk about it that gives you an opening to really share the possibilities of what is actually way beyond what the industry is offering to you today. And so yeah, we're both, I think, pretty excited about this
Yeah.
as a great evolution for our brand and for the way that our customers will then have the more obvious way of seeing how we want them to experience us and how the dogs and themselves have an experience with Woofer. So yeah, it's very, very exciting.
Yes. And one other element of that, this is just on our conversations that we were having earlier, is we've chosen Woofer as our brand and as our name.
Yes.
And we are doubling down. That phrase is a little bit overused, but we are very focused on using the term woofers for the team that works with us that is providing these experiences, because it's calling them a walker is, again, as Annie said, is just really immediately diminishing what the experience is. And we believe that what we're creating here at Woofer is so much bigger than that. And so we have a team of woofers, and that is really, they are providing the woofer experience. So you're going to be hearing us say the word woofer a lot, and we do already do say it a lot, but
Even
even
more.
more now. Even more now, yeah, exactly. But that's all part of creating the experience. So yeah, I'm very inspired, and I like the fact that sometimes you have to dig back into your past and what set the foundations of success. And my career really did start with Starbucks and really believing in selling and creating an experience, not just handing somebody a cup of coffee. And I'm so thank you to Starbucks Coffee Company and to Virgin America and the Virgin brand for really pushing me and learning about how important it is to create an experience, because the success that comes from that is huge. And I know we're going to have that at Woofer too. So yeah, so very inspiring and fun week. And so uh, yeah, another week in the books. So
Yes. And
very
we
good.
will
Yes, exactly. Everybody have a great week.
see you then. Bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye.